The cathedral was a skeleton of stone rising against the sky, a promise whispered in scaffold and dust. On the ground, the air hummed with the sound of chisels and the dull, rhythmic thud of mortar being spread. A traveler, his clothes fine with road dust, paused to watch the work. He approached 3 men laboring in a line, each laying bricks in the same afternoon sun. He tapped the first man on the shoulder. The bricklayer, a man with tired eyes and dust ground into the lines of his face, didn't stop his work. He placed a brick, scraped the excess mortar with a trowel, reached for another. "What are you doing?" the traveler asked. The man didn't look up. "What does it look like?" He grunted. "I'm laying bricks. One after the other, all day, every day. A brick, some mud, tap it level, then another." His voice was flat, a recitation of tedium. He saw only the weight in his hand, the ache in his back, the endless, identical row. The traveler nodded and moved to the second man. This worker was younger, his movements more fluid. He was building a section of the foundation wall, checking his line with a practiced eye. "And you?" the traveler inquired. "What are you doing?" The second bricklayer paused, wiped his brow with his sleeve, and gestured along the line he was creating. "I'm building a wall," he said, a note of pride in his voice. "A strong one. See how straight the course is? How tight the joints? This will be part of the nave foundation. It has to bear tremendous weight." He saw a system, a craft. He was not just handling bricks, he was creating a structure with integrity, a thing that would last. The traveler smiled and walked to the third bricklayer. This man was older, his hair gray with stone dust, but his eyes were bright. He worked with a peculiar, gentle precision, as if handling something sacred. He would sometimes glance up, past the wooden bones of the scaffolding to the open sky where the spire would one day reach. "And you, sir?" the traveler asked. "What are you doing?" The third bricklayer straightened. He set his trowel down carefully. He did not point to his bricks or his wall. Instead, he turned and swept his arm in a wide, slow arc, encompassing the entire bustling site. The stone cutters, the carpenters, the carts of timber, the rising arches. "Me?" he said, his voice soft but clear. "I am building a cathedral." The words hung in the dusty air. He picked up a brick, hefted its familiar weight, and held it not as a burden but as an offering. "This isn't just clay and fire. This is a piece of the house of God. This will be part of a wall that will hold up a vault where people will look up and feel small and vast all at once. The light will come through a window right about there." He pointed to a gap in the unfinished stone. "And it will fall on this very spot, and it will make colors on the floor that no king's tapestry could match. I am building a place for prayers, for songs, for silence. I am building a cathedral." He placed the brick then, bedded it in mortar with a touch that was both firm and reverent. He was not filling a space. He was fulfilling a vision. The traveler stood for a long moment watching the 3 men. The first saw a task. The second saw a project. The third saw a purpose that transcended the dust, the sweat, and the years the work would take. They all laid bricks, they all earned the same wage, but they inhabited entirely different worlds. The traveler walked away, leaving the sounds of construction behind him. He carried the lesson with him down the road. The work itself does not define the worker. It is the meaning the worker brings to it that builds either a prison, a wall, or a cathedral. And the man who knows he is building a cathedral will lay every brick as if it were a cornerstone.